Hello everybody, we are doing another video on Zhongli. This time it is on the official response from miHoYo. They've put out an official statement about what they feel about Zhongli, what they're looking at, and what their future thoughts are. So I just want to go over this because I think this is really important. The Zhongli conversation has been really big in the Genshin Impact community, no matter where you fall on it. Some people think he's way too weak, some people think he's just fine. I personally think he's just fine as his intended role, but we'll get more on that even with this statement. So I'm not gonna read the entire thing. I'll have the link down in in the description, and you can go ahead and read it over yourself if you want any more details. However, there's some key things I want to highlight out of this. The first thing is that they apologize for a late response. Um, and that they have been reading, and they do mention they have been reading all of the reactions on social media, all the feedback, everything that people are saying. People are seeing that. I mean, they are seeing that, um, and this has led them to give him a deeper look on their end. However, they do mention that, like at this point, they released Zhongli with a character design of this is a support. This is someone who's going to help your team live. He's not going to deal damage. He's just going to be a support. In that, they mentioned that the two ways that he's supposed to support are shield generation, using the Jade Shield in his E ability or his elemental skill, and then field control. And this is through his ultimate, being able to stun a lot of people, petrify them, hold them down for a couple seconds, allowing you to get more damage on. And they mentioned from a design standpoint, these two features enable him only to fulfill the support role. That's what he's meant to do. And using their actual data they collected from all the Zhongli players, they have seen that it's working. That they released Zhongli to help you stay alive while playing the game. And due to their data, they can see the fact that people who run Zhongli are surviving better in different forms of content. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it. They do mention later on that they're giving a deeper dive, a deeper look into Zhongli, and they'll have more information in the future. But I'm gonna go ahead and say they're just not gonna buff him because they released it with one idea that this character is focused on building HP to support your team. And it says in here, unlike some characters who are focused on improving damage, Zhongli's not. Zhongli's not focused on improving damage. He's not focused on attacking. He's focused on the two pillars of his gameplay that they mentioned earlier. He's focused on shield creation and field control, and this is that's it. That's what their goals of designing this character were. Which makes sense. He's the Geo Archon, and before the game even came out, they said Geo is a non-offensive element. Geo, for the most part, is a defensive element. Is mainly meant for tankiness. It's supposed to be in direct contrast with Anemo, where Anemo is offense, Anemo is damage, Geo is defense, Geo is survivability. And so it makes sense to me that Zhongli, the Geo Archon, the god of Geo, is not a damage dealer. He's there to help your team survive. Yeah, I just want to make a quick video going over this. Again, I'll have this in the link to this in the description below. I've heard that through the Chinese translation, some people believed he was getting a buff. I don't see any hint at a buff in this currently. However, it may not be perfect word for word from the Chinese post, so there's still a chance that a slight buff will be coming through. I heard someone mention that his energy recharge was gonna be fixed, so you're actually generating energy correctly on every pulse. I don't know any of that to be true right now. So from right now, just from what we have in the English in the English release of the Zhongli update, Zhongli is working exactly how miHoYo designed him. Zhongli works. They wanted Zhongli to be a defensive survivability character. He's doing that. Anyone who's expecting damage out of him just needs to adjust their expectations. Personally, I believe that this really came down to like expectations not being met more than anything else. I think Zhongli from the beginning has been a okay to like or even good character. I think he's been a good character from the beginning. I even released a video saying that he's good, and that's a big problem for some people because they expect their 5 stars to be great. They expect their 5 stars to be on a whole other level, and Zhongli's not. He's good. But like if I'm just looking at him in his support role, in his survivability capabilities that miHoYo talks about that they designed him for, I don't think he's just good. I think he's amazing. I think he's the best shielder in the game. I think I'm able to have almost 100% uptime on a shield. It doesn't have to be a Jade shield. At times it's going to be crystals being formed from his character. At times it's going to be the Jade shield. At times I'm going to have both up because it's a good mix. Normally what I like to do is put up a pillar right away, have the shortest cooldown, start creating little geo reaction shields, and then once it's off cooldown, then I create the Jade shield. I normally play around the pillar, keep my shields up. For any hard content at least, this is what I would do. This is what I do with him every time. And so I play with him completely as support. That he's just there to give me shields. I believe I could even check in game, but I believe that one of the things that you want to consider building on him is elemental mastery. People talk shit about the crystallization shield not being good enough, not being strong enough. I'm pretty sure they scale with elemental mastery because that is an elemental reaction. So you may want to just invest in that with Zhongli if you want to get even more out of his shields. But I think for what he was designed for survivability, for defense, for battlefield control, he's there. I think he's great. I think he's like really good, one of the best shielders. I think he has really strong battlefield control with his constant burst that he's able to drop, because you're able to drop multiple bursts in short succession because he has such a short cooldown on it and such a short energy cost. In later forms of the Abyss, you're able to have almost 100% uptime on his burst because there's enough enemies there that as long as you're putting his pillar down, you have his Jade shield up, and you're dropping his burst on more than 2-3 enemies, you will recharge enough energy, or you'll have it up again. So, again, just a quick recap. They're listening to us, they're listening to the feedback, they're listening to everything that people are saying, which is really great. I'm really happy to hear that miHoYo's like on it, that they actually care about their game. They want to make sure that everyone has the best experience, but they also want it to be fair, they want it to be true. They're not going to just be like, oh, everyone says he's weak, let's just buff him just to please the crowd. No, they're actually going to take a look at it themselves, they're actually going to decide for themselves, is he weak, is he not? And you know, they looked at what their design philosophy was building Zhongli, and they said, yeah, no, he does it. He works. He's doing what we want him to do, so we're going to keep him that way. Last thing I didn't mention is they've noticed a bug on his C2. I have mine C0. I think it works just fine at C0. C1 can be a very large help because of that second pillar, but I think it works just fine at C0. They noticed a bug at C2. It's going to be corrected. They plan to have it corrected on Thursday. We'll be compensated, so that's great. I'm fully happy to have a bug that doesn't even touch me, like that Mona bug. I don't have Mona. I got paid for it, so I'm happy to get paid for a bug that doesn't even affect me. Yeah, that's it. I hope everyone enjoyed the information. I hope people appreciate the fact that miHoYo even put this out. I mean, sure, it might not give the information that some people want. Some people may really want that that buff that they're requesting, and miHoYo is just like, no. And that might suck for people, but I mean, they're looking at it. They have eyes on it, but they just don't think they have not mentioned a need for a buff at this point. And I don't think they ever will. I think he's working perfectly for what they wanted. Alright, but if you like the content, you like anything that I said, you want to hear more, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, as I have plenty more Genshin Impact videos on the way. And alright, have a good day, and I'm out.